Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you all? I hope that you all are doing well. Today is 29th of May 2021. I am JAAN NISAAR UL MURSALEEN. This is class 11th, subject sociology, boys higher secondary school in Unisoo. In the earlier class we read about the concept of society, the nature of society. Today our topic is types of societies. What are the different types of societies that have existed or that exist and that have emerged through the course of human civilization, and how the societies have changed, because societies are evolutionary in nature, how they have changed, be it the size, the structure, the composition, the functions, and so on. We will try to learn in this lecture. So the first type of society is hunting and gathering society, or we also call it tribal society, and we also call it forest society. So forest society, tribal society, or hunting and gathering society, these are all one and the same. You must have come across the term tribe. What does it mean, tribe? In Urdu we call it कबीला, जिसे हम उर्दू में कबीला कहते हैं. इससे क्या मुराद है? What do we mean by tribe? A tribe is simply a group of people, a group of persons who have a common definite territory, a common language or dialect, a common name, a common religion, and a common culture. Simply a group of people who reside or who live within a particular geographical area, and they have a common language. They communicate through a common language. They have a common dialect. They share a common name, because every tribe is recognized by a particular name. So the members of a particular tribe share a common name. Then they have a common religion. They share common religious beliefs. And they have a common culture, which means that their traditions, customs, or rituals are common. Their attire, we can say their dress code, their eating habits, these things are common. And one important thing about this group, this tribe, is that this is endogamous, which means that marriages take place within the limits of the group. Outside marriages are prohibited. There is no tradition of marrying outside the group. And in this sense, the members of this group are connected or united or related by blood relationship. So a tribe is simply a group of people, लोगों की एक जमात, एक ग्रुप, who have a common definite territory, जो एक मखसूस इलाके में, एक मखसूस खित्ते में रिहाइश पजीर होते हैं, एक मखसूस खित्ते में रहते हैं. They share a common language. उनकी जो ज़ुबान होती है, जो जिससे वो एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत करते हैं, तो वो कॉमन होती है, उनकी एक ही ज़ुबान होती है. दे हैव अ कॉमन नेम, और जिस नाम से वो ग्रुप पहचाना जाता है, क्योंकि उस ग्रुप के वो अफराद, द मेंबर्स ऑफ दैट ग्रुप, दे शेयर दैट कॉमन नेम, वो उस मुश्तरका नाम से जाने जाते हैं, जो उस ग्रुप का नाम होता है, जिस नाम से वो ग्रुप जाना जाता है, जिस नाम से वो कबीला जाना जाता है. दे हैव अ कॉमन रिलीजन, सो देयर रिलीजियस बिलीफ्स आर कॉमन, मतलब कि उनके जो मजहबी अकायद होते हैं वो भी मुश्तरका होते हैं. उस ग्रुप के जो तमाम अफराद होते हैं वो एक ही मजहब या एक ही मतलब एक तरह के मजहबी अकायद के कायल होते हैं. वो किस तरह अपनी इबादत करते हैं, कितने खुदाओं में मानते हैं, तो वो सब उस ग्रुप के जो अफराद होते हैं, द मेंबर्स ऑफ दैट ग्रुप, दे शेयर अ कॉमन रिलीजन, दे हैव कॉमन रिलीजियस बिलीफ्स. तो उनके मजहबी जो अकायद होते हैं, वो जिस चीज़ पर यकीन रखते हैं, तो वो मुश्तरका होते हैं. देन दे हैव अ कॉमन कल्चर, उनका जो तमद्दुन होता है, वो किस तरह का पहनावा करते हैं, किस तरह का खाना या किन उनके जो खाने के आदाब होते हैं, जो आदात होते हैं, जो रहने सहने का तरीका होता है, जो पहनावा होता है, उनके जो रस्म व रिवाज होते हैं, वो किस तरह से अपनी शादियाँ मतलब अंजाम देते हैं। इसी तरह किस तरह से अपने वो त्यौहार मनाते हैं, उनका जश्न करते हैं। तो ये सब चीज़ें जो होती हैं वो में मुश्तरका होती हैं। मतलब उनका रहन सहन एक तरह का होगा, उनके खाने के आदात एक तरह के होंगे। मतलब वो एक ही तरह के, जैसे वो उनका जो मैरिज होता है, शादियाँ होती है, वो मतलब अंजाम देते हैं। तो ये सब चीज़ें भी उनमें मुश्तरका होती हैं, कॉमन होती हैं। And one more important thing about the tribe is that it is endogamous. We can say that endogamous means there is tradition of marrying within the limits of the group. Marriages are not allowed or marriages are prohibited outside the group. उनमें जो शादियाँ होती हैं वो उस ग्रुप के अंदर ही जो अफराद होते हैं उनकी आपसी शादी होती है। मतलब वो अपने ग्रुप से अपनी उस जमात के बाहर शादियाँ नहीं करते हैं. This is known as endogamous. So in this sense, this group is the members of this group are connected or united or related by blood relationship. तो इसी वजह से, इसी बुनियाद पर, इसी बायस उनमें आपस में जो ताल्लुकात होते हैं वो खून के रिश्तों से भी, मतलब वो उनमें आपस में खूनी रिश्ते भी पाए जाते हैं. Because it is endogamous, they marry within the limits of their group. उनकी शादी अपने ही ग्रुप में हो जाती हैं. तो अपने ग्रुप के बाहर वो शादियाँ नहीं करते हैं, उस पर पाबंदी होती है. तो इस वजह से ये जो अफराद इस ग्रुप के होते हैं, द मेंबर्स ऑफ दैट ग्रुप, दे आर कनेक्टेड बाय ब्लड रिलेशनशिप. तो उनका आपस में खूनी रिश्ता भी होता है. सो अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल living in a particular, having a common definite territory, a common language, a common religion, a common culture, and most importantly, the members of this group are connected by blood relationship. This is known as tribe. तो इसे हम कबीला कहते हैं. This type of society, that is tribal society or forest society or hunting and gathering society, this is the earliest form of human society. Since the man set his foot on this earth, since human life began on this earth, this society has been there from the beginning. So ये सबसे एक पुराना जो माशरा है, जब से इंसान की ज़िंदगी यहाँ वजूद में आई, जब से इंसान ने यहाँ पर कदम रखा, तभी से ये जो समाज है, ये जो माशरा है, ये तब से ही वजूद में आया. This is the earliest form of human society. And this type of society is nomadic. This means that they travel frequently, they migrate frequently from one place to another in search of their livelihood, in search of their food. तो इसमें ये चीज़ भी पाई जाती है कि ये जो मुआशरा होता है, जो समाज होता है ट्राइबल, तो इसमें क्या होता है कि ये नोमैडिक होता है. तो ये किसी एक जगह पर सुकूनत पजीर नहीं होता. इनका कोई मुस्तकिल रिहाइशगाह नहीं होती, इनकी कोई मुस्तकिल रिहाइशगाह या इनकी कोई मुस्तकिल रहने की जगह नहीं होती. तो इनमें क्या होता है कि ये 1 महीने या 2 महीने या 5 महीने किसी एक जगह पर ठहर जाते हैं, तो उसके बाद वहाँ से हिजरत करके दूसरी जगह पर जाते हैं. तो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड ए नोमैटिक, जिसे हम खाना बदोश भी कहते हैं. तो दे कीप ऑन मूविंग फ्रॉम प्लेस टू प्लेस, they keep on migrating from place to place. Then this society is small in size, because we learned that it is endogamous, they marry within the limits of their group. So it usually consists of a few families who are related, be, through or who are connected by blood relationship. So we can say this society is small in size. इनका जो साइज़ होता है वो बहुत छोटा होता है. मतलब बहुत छोटे एरिया में ये एक इलाके में ये लोग रहते हैं. इनकी आबादी भी बहुत कम होती है. मिसाल के तौर पर कुछ मतलब कुछ हम कह सकते हैं कि 100 या 200 या कुछ ऐसे ही, या 50 या 60 या ऐसे ही उनका जो साइज़ होता है वो बहुत छोटा होता है, क्योंकि एक छोटा सा कबीला होता है. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इसमें 100-200 लोग होंगे. तो इनका साइज़ जो होता है, द साइज़ इज़ वेरी स्मॉल. दिस सिटी इज़ स्मॉल इन साइज़. and because they are endogamous, they are related by blood relationships, there is a definite political system of their own. They choose, they elect, or they choose their head, which heads the society, and who has authority over all the members of the society, who decides the matters relating to the social life, who has the authority to take decisions in every aspect of social life. तो वो एक किसी ऐसे इंसान को अपना एक नुमाइंदा या अपना एक हेड, जिसे हम कहेंगे एक लीडर या एक रहबर की तरह, या हम कह सकते हैं कि जिसके पास फैसला लेने के इख्तियार होते हैं. He has the authority to take decisions regarding the relating to the social life of this society. So they have their own political system. Number 4 is that the main economic activity of this society is food gathering and hunting. They hunt animals, they collect food, they gather food from forests. This is because they are known as forest. This is also known as forest society because this type of society exists mostly. We can say this type of society exists in the forests. They are forest dwellers. Their main economic activity or their main activity of their living, of their sustenance is that they collect food from forests, they hunt animals for their living. So we can say their main economic activity जो उनका जो एक मुआशी जो अहम काम होता है जिसकी बुनियाद पर वो अपना गुजारा कर लेते हैं, तो वो दो होते हैं. एक तो वो फॉरेस्ट जंगलों में से जो गुजा जो भी मुख्तलिफ तरह के फ्रूट्स जो भी वहाँ पर उनको खाने को मिलता है उसको वो जमा करते हैं. दूसरा वो जानवरों का शिकार करते हैं, हंटिंग द एनिमल्स. Next is there is simple division of labor. What does division of labor means? It means that when we separate a work among and when we separate a work and every part of the work is supposed to be performed by a different person, a different gender. For example, when there is specialization in division of labor, there is specialization of work. A work is segmented into different tasks, and every task is supposed to be carried out by a different person. इसमें क्या होता है कि एक काम को हम अलग अलग हिस्सों में तकसीम करते हैं और हर काम एक ख़ास मखसूस बंदा करता है जिसको उस काम में महारत हासिल होती है. But when we talk about division of labor in this society, because this society is simple, it is not a complex society like ours. Here division of labor means that it is related to gender. What tasks or what work is performed by men and what work is performed by women. This is called division of labor. But here division of labor is simple. It means that both the men and the women, they gather food and they also hunt animals, and women and men are collectively or combinedly look after their children, their elders, their families. So it is not that women are only supposed to do the home chores or home drudgeries or rearing and caring of children or elders, but instead women also take part in gathering food, in hunting side by side with men. So there is simple division of labor. It is not a complex society, it is a simple society. Both men and women take part in food gathering, take part in hunting. So there is simple division of labor. Next society is Horticultural Society. As the name itself suggests, Horticultural Society is when humans or people began to cultivate crops, domesticate animals, and this type of society is also small because it is comprised of a few villages with a few hundred inhabitants. एक छोटे से इलाके में ये सोसाइटी भी मुआशरा भी पाया जाता है. The families, the villages and the families are also related. There is a clan system. Every family belong to a different clan. So it also, in one way or the other way, the members are related in one way or the other way. And this type of society is also small in size. There is a system of family clans. That means that every family belongs to some clan and they are related in one way or the other way. There may be blood relationship also, and this type of society is somewhat, uh, we can say that, exogamous, where marriages are permitted outside the group. But this is somewhat in a very strict way, not outside this society, but marriages may be performed outside the family clans, but not outside the society. So this type of society is somewhat bigger than the tribal society, but in a way this is also small in size. The main economic activity of this society is that they domesticate animals and they cultivate or domesticate plants and crops, cultivate crops. So this is their main economic activity. This means that they produce food. Food production is their main economic activity through which they sustain their life, or we can say through which they earn their livelihood to sustain their life or for their living. So we can say, for example, they domesticate animals, they cultivate crops. In this way, main purpose here is the food production, and this food production which is their main economic activity, which is their main economic activity for their sustenance, for their living, for their livelihood. तो इससे वो अपना रोजगार भी कमाते हैं और अपनी जिंदगी का गुजारा भी करते हैं. Domestication of animals and plants. Then there is division of labor evolves, especially gender. When we talk in terms of this division of labor, here division of labor is prevalent, but it is only related to gender. There is no complex. This is also not so complex a society. Here division of labor evolves, but it is also in a simple way. That means this division of labor is gender based. Gender based means some tasks, some work are supposed to be performed by women and some tasks are supposed to be performed by men. So this is gender based, where one gender, we can see, males are supposed to do one type of work and females are supposed to do one type of work. So this is not so much complex division of labor, but it is simple division of labor. It is based on gender. For example, in this society, women are not supposed to cultivate crops. Rather, they might be supposed to domesticate animals and to take care of the children of the family. On the other hand, men are supposed to cultivate plough lands, cultivate crops, and sell the crops in the markets or some other places. So this is a simple division of labor which is based on gender. तो ये division of labor क्या होता है कि इसमें मर्द को एक मखसूस काम करने होते हैं और औरत को एक मखसूस काम करने होते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जांपल औरत के लिए ये काम होता है कि वो इन जो मवेशी होते हैं उनको घर में जो पालते हैं और साथ साथ अपनी जो बच्चे, जो बुजुर्ग या जो ख़ानदान के लोग होते हैं उनकी देखभाल करना. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड मैन आर सपोज टू कल्टिवेट क्रॉप्स. और दूसरी तरफ जो मर्द हजरात होते हैं उनके लिए एक अलग तरह का काम होता है. तो ये सिंपल डिवीजन होता है और डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर. और द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस टाइप ऑफ सोसाइटी एंड tribal society is that we have learned that in a tribal society there is only one head. They have their own political system where one person is nominated as the head and who has authority over all the matters of social life or all the members of the society. But in this type of society we there evolves some specific roles for the people. For example, one person is appointed for as a religious head who has authority over the religious matters, and similarly some other persons may be elected or appointed or for some other purposes wherein they have authority over other matters. So here also people have different roles. There is a political system of their own, but not only one person is chosen as head. Rather, there are different type of persons who have authority over different matters. तो यहाँ पर ये काम होता है कि एक ही शख्स को यहाँ पर हेड नहीं बनाया जाता है कि वो सारे इस सोसाइटी के मामलात में अपने फैसले सुनाए. Rather, unlike the ट्राइबल सोसाइटी, यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि हर मामलात के लिए एक अलग हेड को चुना जाता है. सो दिस इज डिफरेंस, बेसिकली बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन this tribal society and horticultural society. I hope that you might have understood these two types of societies. First is tribal society or hunting and gathering society. It is small and there is usually one head who has authority over all the members of the society. Division of labor is so simple, and simply their main economic activity is food gathering and hunting. On the other hand, a horticultural society is relatively bigger, but it is small in the way because it also consists of some few villages with few hundred inhabitants. There is a family clan system, so we can see marriages take place outside the family clan but not outside the society, and there is somewhat a division of labor based on gender. Men are supposed to do one type of work and women are supposed to do other type of work, and their main economic activity is food production, domestication of animals and plants. And similarly, they have religious heads. There are separate rules for different persons who have authority over different matters of the social life. Inshallah, in the next lecture we will take up more types of societies. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.